What's up? What's up? It's your boy Greg.
Your boy C.I.
And it's Mo.
Okay.
It's Mo.
I thought it
It's Mo.
Hey man, we're pretty good coming out.
and this is
Mo.
and this is the
It's Mo.
She come back on one.
Okay.
And this is the Drinks at the Kitchen Table podcast, episode 88.
Back from the break.
What you doing in 88?
Man.
You mean with Legos and shit?
Probably Legos, but race cars with no back.
G.I. Joe's and James
Oh
and shit.
no, the little army men, the little green patches. You get a.
It was G.I. Joe. It was original G.I. Joe.
No, not the cowboy.
With the flat surface?
No, yes, that was nah. I didn't have no G.I. Joe play. I had the cheap joints you set up and start a war in your house.
No, I had actual G.I. Joe.
No, I did not.
Y'all know my favorite toy was the sitting spin. Y'all remember that?
When you see
That's
it,
like
spin
really-
around that thing.
I just love Domino Rally.
Domino rally?
I don't remember that.
You set up dominoes up in a big contraption and you hit it.
And it just
Yeah.
Was it the same contraption every time?
Well, I mean, I had.
Was you watching the same number 6?
You would handle the track so it was the same damn the whole.
Okay,
whole
that's
time.
all I'm saying. That was my question.
And back in the day, board game wise, mousetrap was my shit. When it actually had a trap that would come down.
It don't
The
do
new
it.
mousetrap I saw in the store.
It ain't gangster.
It ain't about that life.
And it made all the old board games whack than the motherfucker. That's why. Anyway, man.
Okay.
Please catch up on the show, y'all. DrinksAtKTP.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes. By searching Drinks at the Kitchen Table, we can also be found on Stitcher, Google Play, and you can watch any videos as well on YouTube.
Well, I hope you already caught up, seeing as how we give you ample time to do so.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, you've had a busy life in our absence, please find a way to catch up. And as far as social media, you can find us on Instagram at Drinks at KTP. You can find us on Twitter at Drinks at KTP. You can find us on Facebook at Drinks at the Kitchen Table Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And you can email us at drinksatkTP@gmail.com.
Did you mention Snapchat?
And you can snap us also at Drinks at KTP.
Just like that. We make it so easy for you. Drinks
And
at KTP. Wherever you at, we at.
Yeah.
We there.
I mean, shit.
We right next to you, actually.
If you search that shit, it'll
Like
come up
the
everywhere.
Conjuring and shit. I wonder what this would look like if I Snapchat the video. What it look like once the video.
That's great.
See, that's how I set it up right there. Whoever on
It seems like a lot,
Snapchat,
right?
you get to see it set
She's
up.
like she's doing a bunch. All right, y'all. Let's get into
Most.
the drink of the day. We ain't did this in a minute. I ain't had a drink on a Tuesday in like 4 weeks, for real.
Man.
I just been sitting Tuesdays out.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, y'all saying me. I ain't saying me.
Well, the drink today is, I was in Randall's one day. I saw they was giving away liquor, essentially. The Jacked Apple you see in the background there, they was giving that away. That $3, that gallon back there. But I saw this bottle called Vodquila. And I was like, it spoke to me. It just, with a skull and a sombrero on the bottle.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'll get it.
And a sombrero and a skull on it. It just made sense.
right.
Yeah, let me know how I'm looking. Can y'all see this?
It just made sense. I don't know. What do you see?
I don't know what it
This
looks like.
is-
My phone ain't up. Yours was the only one up. Look at it. She gonna try to look at it and show it.
I'm
to
trying to
you.
look at it and show. That's what
Hey,
players do. Fuck
Hey,
everybody who got
she-
something to
she-
say about it.
That ain't what players do.
She is showing
This
it
is
to
what
them.
players do.
She is showing it to them, y'all.
Oh, and boom, hot.
Cause y'all not watching. Y'all,
There we
y'all
go.
listen
I can get
to
closer.
live, so-
Y'all see that? Vodquila. Vodquila.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, now that you've seen the bottle.
Up
So I
close
saw
and
it, and it wasn't that expensive. And I was like, I gotta try this.
Right.
I had the shit, and I was like, that's dope. So I realized, I thought it was new or something. I found a website that had about 30 different drinks, like on deck, maybe Vodquila. And I actually, the one I ended up finding I wanted to do the most had grapefruit. So I substituted the grapefruit for pineapple juice. So grape wouldn't die. And
My medication not allowing me to
the way his medication is set up.
Right.
Grapefruit ain't gonna never be in his drink.
No.
Right. You done? You talking about me motherfucking dying?
I thought I want you to die, right? That's a good thing, right?
Anyway, man, what the fuck I do on the break? I'm on vacation. I went to Orlando.
What you do?
I went to a beach and we landed in Orlando. And we took the car, rode 2 hours from the airport to Clearwater Beach, Florida. Went out to the beach. Got the kids out there. They loved it, had fun in the water and shit. Played in the arcade, big water slide on the beach. It was fun. Great time. Then we went to Universal Studios and SeaWorld.
Did you post pictures?
Nah, me or her. I don't think anyone else
What is
posted
wrong with
pictures.
y'all?
We don't do that shit. We took some pictures when we was there. Don't necessarily.
Probably not enough to remember that shit.
No, we definitely. I took enough. I'm good.
I told I ain't mad at that.
I know,
I told him before he left though, I said, make sure I take pictures so your kids actually had memories of this shit when they 25.
He did remind me. I needed
Because he look.
Phone up dead on some fuck shit.
I go not take. I won't.
When you get in any of the pictures, you know how the dads always end up taking a picture of everybody else and be like, did you have a daddy?
That's what happened. I took pictures of them. My silly ass. I took one picture. I think it was on a plane. Because it was the kids first.
Y'all don't take a family picture with like some random stranger?
Can you get this picture of us like that?
Or some character?
No, nope.
Not once.
Not nowhere.
Nope.
That's fuck shit.
That is trash.
You never went to Orlando.
I don't think he went.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
You took a picture on the plane, got the fuck off.
Hey, look. Literally 22 years and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Dad was never. I remember all the pictures from Orlando. My dad wasn't on any of them.
I don't think Dad went.
The plane picture actually got deleted when they got printed out to put in the book.
It got burned in the fire.
Yeah, fuck y'all, man. What the fuck y'all do when we got hiatus?
Yeah.
I was busy.
Work?
Yeah.
You had the conference coming to town last week.
Conference, just work, family in town. I did quite a few family events though.
You went to some
3 weekends I spent with family and it was good.
That's
just
crazy, right?
Pool time and dinner time and talk time. That's it. Fuck time.
I mean,
fuck off time.
For me, what? I went to.
Nothing.
I took me and my daughter to Six Flags a lot. I had a family reunion.
You had a family reunion in that birthday.
I had a cousin turn 21. I had a cousin have a graduation. My dad
went to
turned
3 weddings.
My dad turned 60.
You went to 3 weddings in the last month?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
Yeah.
My dad turned 60. Had a surprise party for that.
Okay.
Was it surprise?
He said he was surprised.
I think he's lying.
Until no, we asked him. He said I was surprised. Like got to the door. The raggedy ass worker said, "You here for the surprise party or the anniversary party?"
Dumb motherfuckers.
And he said, "Cause she told my
it's
mom
too many things that gotta go right to surprise a person."
So let me tell you a story about my friend Patricia.
He did say he saw my car outside. Cause you know what's around the corner? Yeah, Jewel now.
When was this?
Late June.
I went to a birthday party there, late June.
On the 24th.
Possibly. But
it's nice inside of there. It's nice inside of there. I mean, for what it is, I ain't say it was.
It's like the ambassador. It's the same from the ambassador. They look like the ambassador.
But no, besides that, just chilling, enjoying a couple days to myself, working on my house, chill.
Little handiwork. Ain't never hurt nobody.
I put a new door in. I got some quotes for a new roof and the new steps. I'm feeling good, and they both within reason.
Yeah.
So you feeling alright, huh? He worked on it. You know, he worked on him. On his work.
And 2 of the 3 weddings I went to, they started exactly on the time.
Get the fuck out of here.
It fucked me
up.
Was
that white?
No. Fucked me up. One was on a Friday at 5.
Hey,
so I had to leave work early.
Hey, side note. If they wasn't white, I want to know that.
Yeah.
Because I need better friends.
You do. Yeah. And this is a good friends to have.
I ain't never seen a wedding start on time.
Ever in my life. Into the two.
Like, if I ever get married, my wedding will be 10 minutes early.
That's your plan?
Hey, Jason, what's up, Rob?
Just to prove to niggas if you wasn't here, fuck you.
What if the bride don't come up until 40 minutes?
Oh, she gonna be ready.
Oh, here we go.
He
gonna tell her the wedding story.
Okay.
So she be ready at 5. Ain't that a bitch?
She gonna already know what's
her program. She gonna never see a program.
If she married me,
tell everybody, me included. You know you gonna tell me the wedding story early.
Fuck no.
I'm gonna tell you a day early.
Okay. I'll be sitting there like, where is everybody? God damn.
Yeah, look, you can call like this heard there.
Hey.
Don't
go our way.
My nigga
Everybody on their
ignores the first time. It's sad. But when we be texting about the time of the show, I'll be about to put like the real time. I'm like, nope. Put the fake time.
For CP, niggas.
You gotta
I got her
do it.
before you.
I was actually doing shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We ain't gonna talk about what happened leading up to that shit.
See what I'm saying?
Around the corner, she barely be there.
Anyway, man.
What we talking about today?
It's a whole bunch of fuck shit happened while we was gone.
Okay.
Where I want to start?
From the top. And I want to start with R. Kelly. Can we please just go, because it's kind of old news to everybody, so we need to just go on and brush that on out the way, because I want to know what y'all think about R. Kelly and Usher.
Okay, so as far as R. Kelly goes, I was already kind of on the whole boycott Kells thing.
Okay.
And not listening to the music, even though it's some really great shit in this music. And so, I mean, I think this shit real. I do think he got them there and he got them on strict rules and all that fuck shit. Mm-hmm. But they're all of age.
Okay.
I mean, so we can say what you want to say about them.
But they grown.
But hey, they grown. They making a decision. And I mean, it's better than him raping kids.
Okay. Any question, any thought about Stockholm Syndrome?
About the fact that they've been there so long?
That they may be like brainwashed?
How long they been there?
Some of them, the girl that is in question, whose mom brought all this shit to light, I think she's been there 2 years at least.
What? Now look.
She dropped out of college. She went to college in Atlanta where he had a crib. Dropped out of school in January after starting in August. And had been there with him. She like moved fast. Hey, smash. My issue, I struggle with separating the artist from the man.
So no matter what he do,
I still appreciate his music. Like that is real. That's talent. You're talented as an artist. You ain't shit as a man though, and I can't.
Happy people, yeah.
We're not gonna sing the song. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Not y'all over the same album too. Which is
I went with the album because he went with the album.
Happy.
Okay, we can go with one. Okay, yeah, I ain't fucking with you.
So it don't matter. It don't matter what the fuck we find about R. Kelly going forward or going back to his past. You don't give a fuck. You gonna listen to music either way.
And his concerts that he's had since these allegations came out have sold out each of them.
Because people literally they don't care.
Here's my problem with this concept, right?
What concept?
A boycott been doing wrong things, right?
There's a lot of examples.
It's a lot of people who've done things. If you stop judging like the level of wrong thing, like who deserve to be boycotted? If you've been in jail for murder, you deserve to be boycotted. Rape, boycotted. Anything, hurting people, robbing people.
But there's a lot of
boycott.
There's a lot of people.
Boycott
organizations, companies, brands that people support on a daily basis who
got these kind of people
who have things.
Like, I know a few of you motherfuckers just had a Subway sandwich, and they was very.
I actually haven't, but I'm not boycotting them. I just don't prefer Subway.
We should have all boycotted the brands once Leonard Little killed a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and here's my so
can you say R. Kelly will be in jail one day?
Well, I mean, we believe that.
First of all, if R. Kelly ever go to jail, the fact that he wasn't in jail 30 years prior, that nigga's winning.
Yeah, he should have been in jail.
Which brings me to my next subject.
Which is?
OJ Simpson.
Out. You know what though?
Hold on.
You wasn't in jail.
Before we move on to the juice.
Before we cross over.
Okay.
Before we move on to the juice. Here's my thing about the whole
OJ the Juice Man.
About the argument that C.I. making about is a whole bunch of different things. I think we gotta get out of this space of if you boycott one thing or if you decide to not like one thing, that you gotta fall in line and decide not to like everything and just be a completely hateful motherfucker. Some things touch you differently or you feel stronger about than others.
Okay.
If you feel like you want to boycott R. Kelly for him and you feel betrayed by the fact that he did what he did, then boycott him. That don't mean you got to boycott the next motherfucker that do it that's white.
I agree. That's fine. As long as you don't make somebody feel bad about the fact that they're not boycotting the person you choose to boycott.
And that's the problem. It's so much judgment. Everybody's so fucking judgmental nowadays. Like, you can't voice an opinion without motherfuckers literally insulting you and telling you stupid or you a fucking dumbass and shit like that. And shit makes no fucking sense. Like, if I decide, you know what, I can't get past this one, not listen to R. Kelly. Like, we got other examples of this shit, like right now.
Yeah, like our president. How about we can go there? He grabbed him by the pussy and he ain't missed a beat from a Trump towel or a Trump clothing brand or a Trump fucking... His daughter felt a little something.
Well, as one of my favorite comedians, Paul Louie, said, he got the complexion for the protection, so...
The complexion for the protection.
That sounds like Paul Moody.
Kenya, you like that? Donald Trump got the complexion for the protection.
Yeah.
Hey.
Drink the rest of that.
Don't tell me no pineapple.
But yeah, I'm still kind of on the whole R. Kelly. Like, when I read that, first of all, a lot of people leave out the fact, though. They don't want to dig into the actual histories of shit. Like, dude was abused as a fucking child. When we leave that shit out, if he never dealt with that shit, nobody ever brought that to the light.
Who, Kelly?
Yeah. You ain't read that fucking article that was posted in the, what was it, the Ebony or the Essence or some shit, a Vine?
That was their effort to reclaim some type of dignity for that man. Because otherwise...
It made it worse, though. It made it worse. Like, they put it in there.
He was sexually abused as a child?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When that article came out, him without knowing it was basically validating the fact that he had sexually molested somebody. Because he seen it happen to somebody else. And then it happened to somebody else. And then it was just his turn. Mm-hmm. And it happened to him. He never said nothing. Nobody ever said nothing. The generation before him or the uncle he had or whatever that was abused by the auntie. Nobody ever said anything, and it kept rolling downhill. And finally, you get to R. Kelly, and now this shit's starting to come to light more. But we got a history of this shit in our communities that we don't talk about. So
I was just gonna say.
So yeah, it don't get talked about.
I don't know if it's Kenya. Kenya used to always say, like, everybody has been involved in molestation in their growing up, and they just don't know it or don't want to know it. Kenya, was that you that said that? She said, I can totally believe he was sexually abused. So I think
he all admit, like, he basically was giving an interview, and it kind of turned into a gotcha piece. I cannot remember where the article came from, but they just did an interview with him, and he was just talking freely, and they just published the shit in the interview, and it was just like, you do realize that you gave a reason to why you feel like the molestation shit was cool. If you never got the help you needed to deal with that, you just turned into a predator yourself. Yeah. So we're not dealing with that issue.
Does everybody who gets abused turn into a predator?
No, not necessarily.
Not to justify R. Kelly. I think we need to clarify there's two different terms. Molestation and statutory rape are different things. So
if he's a little boy, he's being fucked by a grown woman, that is being molested, right?
Is it?
If it's against your will and you're 8 or 7, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he's a kid.
What's the difference between? Okay, well, what are we saying?
You can't consent at that age.
Right. What I'm saying is,
a little boy.
Yeah, exactly.
A 16-year-old girl, whoever you peeing on, right?
You talking about statutory rape just because of the age difference is what you're saying.
Right. So you said a 16-year-old can actually say, "I want to have sex," even though
it's not legal.
Because you're still underage.
Exactly. She can't legally agree, but she agreed. That becomes statutory non-molestation.
Gotcha.
Not to dignify. I think the video of him peeing on the chick was statutory rape, not molestation. She was old enough not to be molested against her will. She wasn't fighting in his video.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but he also had to marry in people underage shit and all.
Aaliyah, yeah, but Aaliyah. That was statutory though. Aaliyah was statutory. She wasn't molested. She married the man.
Right.
It's illegal. I'm just saying. Not making it okay. I'm just saying, trying to clarify when we speak about it.
Molesting means against somebody's will or not even
statutory rape means exactly. So
statutory rape means they were just underage even though they consent.
So as an adult, when he became an adult, he then became attracted to people much younger than him, right? So if he's molested as a kid and he's seen people molested as a kid, and that pattern just continued, like his pattern of being quote like a predator. That comes from his past. Like, if he didn't have that upbringing, the chances are he probably wouldn't just be attracted to people hella younger than him.
Y'all remember
It's possible.
Y'all remember our freshman year high school social studies teacher?
Name?
I don't want to tell you his name.
The black guy that replaced him?
The black guy was our initial teacher. The white guy, Mr. Winfrey, replaced him. Do you remember the issue as to why he left?
Bald guy. No, I don't know the issue.
Okay. Long story short, he was fucking with one of our classmates.
You know, that motherfucker gave me a D.
You mean the permanent substitute?
Yeah. Until we got Mr. Winfrey. Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Y'all remember that?
Motherfucker gave me a D.
I'll tell you about it off air, but I just saw him at the nail shop. He was getting a pedicure.
Astrology was...
He's 400 pounds.
Was astrology a part of the last name?
He was like...
No.
He was like 6'3", 6'4".
Huh?
I know his name, yeah. That's right.
Yes, he was very tall and slim and
guy.
bald, brown skin.
No, I'm saying the person.
Because I had saw him again after that. He was maybe 250.
He was like,
Nigga was sitting there. I couldn't believe it was him until he spoke to me. I didn't know it was him. I said, this gotta be his brother. I gotta ask him, is his brother? Long story short,
but that was the
he
issue.
saw a girl in there that he knew.
Can you post the names?
Can you make me sick? He saw a girl in there, an older woman in there that he knew.
Okay.
He started conversating, as niggas say, with her.
Conversating.
So, right, I like that. Conversating, as niggas say.
You doing this on here?
So, yeah, this is a nigga story. Her teenage daughter was with her. The teenage daughter sitting there on his phone. He's sitting there talking with the woman, looking at the teenage daughter, the whole motherfucker. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this nigga is a child molester. I wanted to tell the mama so bad. I'm like, I don't know the extent of their relationship.
So you didn't want to bust in and be doing
I didn't want to be like, but I wanted to tell her somebody, get your daughter away from that nigga because he's a child molester.
Yeah, because you get. That's not, and this is the only problem I have with the argument about the statutory rape. Like, if you took, come on now, a 13-year-old, they'll consent all day in a lot of cases, and that shit will just be flat out fucking wrong.
What if they lie and say they're 18?
They happens all the time.
Yeah,
Every day of the week. Every day of the week. And some of these girls, I promise you, if you didn't know she was 15,
you think she was 23?
You wouldn't know.
This is true.
Because she has 26-inch weave and Snuffleupagus eyelashes.
She's not 26.
Shit.
Snuffleupagus.
Who?
All right.
Look at my ass.
Usher, right?
You know what?
So he facing a couple lawsuits now. Now we have like.
Is it a couple or just?
Oh, it's a couple.
I think it was one,
They been getting
and then another one.
Well,
the price went up, then another one popped up.
20 million one bitch asked for. She doubled her shit once she found out she was positive. She sued him for 10 million when she thought she was just exposed. But when she went to the doctor and got tested and she had that shit, let's make it 20.
Can she prove she got that from him though?
Are there strains? Like maybe
I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I would imagine that's the only way. Like,
they would be able.
If his strain is your strain, bitch, you got it from him.
Like, he can
strain.
But if he say, I got it from you, bitch.
I know the same. He can claim the same thing, right?
Not if the bitch before her got the same strain.
Oh, okay. Now we gotta
timeline. It's on the timeline.
You're the common denominator, sir.
The problem is you already paid somebody off
for the shit. For them being quiet though.
Can we get a refill?
Can we get a refill?
I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna sing it. So. Here's the thing.
You gonna slurp that shit like that?
So
you gonna
put
suck it
the
down like
mic
that?
down. Damn niggas.
It's that Vodquila. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Vodquila.
You know, grubby ass.
So if you got herpes, right?
If you got herpes, nigga, don't put that shit.
Listen, if I got herpes, right, we'll go with me. If I got herpes, right, I need to disclose this to everybody I have sex with. Is that what they saying?
Yes, that's exactly what.
Protected or both of them?
Both. It's the same as AIDS.
It's not the same.
Or HIV. It's not. You can't get rid of it.
No.
But there are some strains.
It's the same.
There are some strains that can cause cancer, but it's not deadly like HIV.
It ain't.
HIV is not deadly anymore.
Not anymore because you get medicated.
Yeah, it's the same precautions that herpes, I guess, medicines or pills or shots.
And herpes is also a difficult one. It's different strains and all kind of shit.
Curable.
It's not curable.
So that's the bottom line. it would be wise to. It would be responsible to. I put it like that.
Right.
That's what a decent human being would do.
Right.
If you know, yes. Some people don't always know at the moment because you can get tested one day,
which is your responsibility.
You can get tested on Tuesday. Sleep like different on Thursday.
Yeah, and now you haven't got tested again, so you don't know.
I know a chick.
Irresponsible.
You ain't getting tested on Friday again. You ain't doing that.
Exactly.
I used to know a chick that had that shit, and I know she didn't go around telling people she had it and was out there fucking whoever.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of people contracted and don't know because they're
open.
not doing the responsible thing by letting their partner know so that both of them can protect themselves.
Right. Well, that's true.
And that's the problem.
So it needs to be disclosed.
And people need to get
Y'all
tested.
think Usher gonna be out there? Listen here, bitch.
Should we? Let's host an HIV testing drive. Or like a STD drive. I think that's like great. Like it's plenty of people who ain't been to a doctor in 50 years.
I feel like you should. No one should play Usher "Let It Burn" no more.
Yeah, the song has a different meaning.
And he should never perform
Yes.
the song.
Again. Yeah, now, when we talking about this, and everybody was so up arms last week about it, because this was last week's issue or the week before. Last week was just black men on blast.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart off.
What do you do?
Chicago cheating.
They claimed he was caught cheating.
So you know what?
They took a picture of him in the back seat. It was another girl in the back seat. That could have been anybody. It literally could have been anybody. But the rumors,
they blasted out
like they were kissing or something. They weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like that could have been anybody. So some things, you know.
Right.
But I love Kevin Hart, so I'm going to defend him to the death.
Really?
Yeah.
Just interesting.
He's my favorite.
I try to defend most people until I get proof. Until the facts come
in.
Yeah. And then you can no longer defend them.
Exactly.
You can't.
I mean, yeah, because otherwise I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
This is true. And more people should probably be like that, but they not. OJ, he out. Everybody was happy about that. Or excited about the fact that the juice was getting out of jail.
I am.
He did way too much time for the crime.
Well, he did time for the crime previous to the crime.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
He was not put in jail.
Double jeopardy is
for
not.
stealing.
No.
They used the only conviction to supplement the one that was not given the first time around.
I can't remember. Did anybody else go to jail for this shit? Because it was like multiple people. Or did they all just turn states on OJ?
They all turned states.
Yeah, it was like, OJ.
I've been watching it's a lot of shows and specials been coming on.
Hey, listen, here's the thing, and this is my problem with the OJ shit. Like, he is the most exploited person in fucking sports history. It's fucking crazy.
Self-exploited.
You think it's self-exploited?
I'm going to tell you why. One of the specials that I watched, this nigga, while he was in jail the first time, this time, to get him to jail, that nigga made tens of millions of dollars with them sending, they couldn't bring big shit in, so they would send in little cards, little player cards, sign them and send them out, sell them for $10,000.
What do you do with the money?
He's probably sitting on it. Another thing he did,
no,
footballs or jerseys, they would just take a number, the ones that are stitched on a jersey, bring the number in, let them sign it, then go and stitch it on the jersey, and sell that motherfucker for
so they're sitting in there. He's
been in there making bread. He's living off of it.
But he got to keep that money,
anytime you write a book that's like, if I did this, I would have did it.
But still.
What?
They put his parole hearing on tape. It's been a movie about him, a 5-part movie. It's been a 5-part documentary. It's been a whole bunch of shit.
And so was it about Jeffrey Dahmer, Malcolm X, and the rest of the motherfuckers. That is criminal. What do you call that? Like American criminal, like.
And I'm talking about the last couple of years for most of this shit.
I still don't care. He was not convicted of murder. I didn't say he didn't do it.
Right.
He did it.
But he wasn't convicted.
He was not convicted. And the problem is this. We can't pick and choose when the legal system is used properly and it's not to what people want it to be. Casey Anthony, whatever her name, killed her daughter. But they couldn't find enough evidence to convict her. Yeah. So was I glad she got off? And no. But I was glad because it's your job to prove it.
Yeah.
You can't just my thing is this. I want people who are guilty to be in jail. But here's the problem. I don't want to live in a world where you can just say, or people can just say, I did it, and I go to jail for that. If you can't prove it, motherfucker, I should be in jail.
So hold up. Let me get this straight. So if I admit to a crime, you still want me to prove it? Is that what you're saying?
If you admit to it, it's put you in jail.
Oh, okay, I thought that's what you just said.
No.
What I'm saying is, if the defense attorneys cannot prove it,
Oh,
I don't care.
Yeah,
The whole
beyond
world,
a reasonable doubt.
yes. The whole world believed it wasn't done. I'm like, that's fine.
And watch a show called The Jury Speaks, where they so far I've seen the OJ case, the Michael Jackson case, and about 3 other popular, Zimmerman and some other motherfuckers, where they talk to the jury after all the news then came out, after they did not convicted these motherfuckers. Exactly. Now they thinking like, so now if you were sitting on the jury, what would you say? Or why didn't you convict this motherfucker in the first place? They answering all them questions. This show, The Jury Speaks.
I have a problem with people who are not convicted when it's clear they should have been. Zimmerman, everything points to him being convicted.
The reason they said they couldn't, they said that the law is the reason that they couldn't convict Zimmerman. The law stated that if he felt that he was in danger, or the standard, if he felt that he was in danger of his life, and he did that in self-defense, then it is what it is. That's the law. He has the right to do that in self-defense.
Here's my problem: the stand your ground kind of backwards. When you can walk out your house, follow me down the street, and kill me.
Okay, here's Derek Tatum. Okay. It says, if a guy at your baby mama house smoking dope,
come on,
getting your ex high in front of your kids, do you kill?
Do you kill?
Question mark.
The dude?
Thank you.
Just getting your ex, you need to start it.
That's good. I don't know. I was scared. Okay.
If I witness this, I'm not going to kill anybody because my daughter does not benefit from me going to jail.
I am taking pictures though, taking my daughter home.
Yes.
Okay.
And worst case scenario, the only time I'm going to even swing is if I'm stopped from taking my child. Then a well-whooped ass will be had.
That's where the problem comes in.
If
I show up, see this going on, I will get that shit documented. It's gonna be
and we're gonna leave
camera. We're gonna have
with
pictures.
no
I have a
violence.
video. No violence.
That is the way to do it.
Give me my baby.
That is an option. People don't realize.
Give me my baby. Let's go.
Ever.
You better not ever ask for her back. You better not try to take me to court. Bitch, you will go to jail.
Exactly.
And they will never give you fucking custody. Realize that.
And Kenya said if Trayvon killed Zimmerman, he would have gotten life.
And I promise you, as long as I'm met with any resistance on leaving this house with my child,
ooh,
I won't be no violence. I won't swing. I won't touch
her. He said, "Nigga, you ain't going nowhere."
See, then it gets that self-defense because now you're endangering the child, and I'm there for her defense. So I get self-defense on that.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
That's the way out of.
Quick question: what y'all feel about conceal and carry? For or against?
I ain't necessarily against conceal and carry.
I am for cats being aware of what the law is.
Okay. Just on side note. Okay.
You can carry. You still can't conceal if you do not have a license.
But we have an open carry.
We have an open carry if it's viewable to the public.
Yeah, I can walk around my gun on my hip.
But if your shirt's over your gun,
no. Exactly.
I can arrest you for having a concealed weapon
without a permit.
I think you understand it's not the same thing. If it's in your car and you ain't got a permit, it need to be on the seat.
Exactly. In the open.
In the open. If it's hidden, maybe with no purpose. It can't be in a glove box. It can't be
in a bag.
It got to be open, viewable by the public at all times. If you don't have a license, and I think I'm waiting right now
for the situation to come up.
For somebody to be like, well, I ain't got a license, but I need one. But their shirt was over it. Or
it went over it.
Or a paper was covering it in the car in the seat or something real petty.
Yeah.
But if it's not visible 1% all the time, you still need a license. And this older guy told me that he said, be clear. It's a lot of cats. I promise you, do not realize that the way it's written,
that there's a little loophole in there that you better make sure that you cover.
yeah, anybody can carry.
Understood.
It can be on your chest. I mean, like on a necklace on your chest. Viewable to everybody.
Unfortunately, we all know it's a bias against black people that do one thing and the white people do another thing. So that's my only problem with the law. I feel like if the law was enforced evenly across the board, I would have absolutely no problems with it. I would probably do it myself. The problem is that black man has a gun walking around the goddamn mall out in the open. A phone call is made like, hey, is somebody here about to shoot up the mall? White man doing the exact same thing, ain't nobody can really call it, right? It's
exercising his right as an American.
So the perception is fucking skewed, and then the law is not evenly applied. That's the only problem with a lot of laws. Actually, like the laws work fine if they're actually applied in the right ways.
Yeah,
but they're not. So we don't get the short end of the stick on the fucking concealed carry. I mean, we not gonna get the benefit.
And we're in a metropolitan area where in rural areas this is not nearly the concern. Which Missouri is a lot more rural than it is.
Which is why
urban.
if I get a gun, I won't have a license.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna I ain't
take
gonna
the in between
I'm
that thin line.
I'm gonna take the lessons. I'm gonna have a gun, have a license, and that way I can conceal it. It can be out. It can be whatever. I ain't taking no chances with giving any. The thing is this. Unfortunately, the world's not fair. We know this, right? Everything ain't fair. Even for other people, not just black people, situations aren't always fair.
Mm-hmm.
Based on sex, based on race, based on multiple things. Scenarios aren't fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes though people, unfortunately, whether you agree you should have to or not, no one's arguing it, right? But if you know it's a possibility, don't put yourself out here in a scenario where you could be got. I ain't saying it's fair, but just because it ain't fair, don't mean you put yourself in a predicament
to be got.
Yeah,
exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And speaking of protection and how people are assumingly carrying these weapons as a form of protection against whoever else is out of them, what are out here for them? What do y'all think about these transgender bans in the military and those that are out to protect us?
So, all right, so here's the thing. There is no real transgender ban.
Okay.
President needed a distraction, so he came out and said, transgenders are banned from the military, but there's no official policy. There are transgenders already in the military. They're still there. Their commanders and generals have stepped up and said that we'll protect their rights at all costs. As of right now, that's not really a law. It's a statement that an ignorant motherfucker made via Twitter, and the media ran off with it. Okay. So, as far as that goes, it's fucking stupid. Of course it's fucking stupid. But hey, I mean, the guy says whatever the fuck he wants to get a rise out of people, and it works very effectively.
If somebody started making a list of the dumb shit that he done said,
like literally, it's almost like ignore the shit. When he make a statement, it's like ignore it. Why the fuck are we even worried about it? Whatever. He just said something. Oh, there's some shit he's saying. He don't really mean it, or he just said it to throw the fucking media off the fact that I just sent a dude out here to cuss everybody out that I fired in 10 days, or my son's under fucking investigation for doing some extremely fucked up shit and has all but admitted to it, and we have extremely good proof that he had these meetings, or I'm doing, or legislation for healthcare is trying to go through Congress, and they trying to sneak in some stupid shit under the radar. So the more loud and stupid shit he says to distract the fucking media, the better, because then they can go behind closed doors.
Wash his hand.
Yeah, okay. And he does
water right slide opinion.
Okay.
Right. Right. So as far as the transgender ban in the military, it was a bunch of bullshit. The transgender thing that I did want to talk about though was we had this entire situation with the Breakfast Club last week, where Lil Duval was on the show, and he said they said something along the line of killing a transgender person if they don't know that they're transgender, they want a date with them or something like that. So, of course, online debate starts, and a lot of people stand on the side of, if you're transgender, you need to tell me you're transgender. And then there's another group of people that stand on the fact that they shouldn't have to tell you that they're transgender, and you should have to ask them if they're transgender when you're on a date. Now, we all know, if you dating a woman and it's just a habit of you to ask this question, you instantly fucking offend
the woman. who is not transgender or the woman who is.
So I kind of understand what the political correct thing to say is transgender people shouldn't have to have any special laws or rules and shit like that, and we should treat them like normal people, and we need to get with the fact that they exist and we need to ask about it, as opposed to them going on a day and say, hey, I'm transgender. And then the date ending in a lot of cases because people just aren't okay with it.
And that's okay. I think that's okay.
I'm okay with you not wanting to deal with it. Here's another point. They haven't all had surgeries. So let's be clear. If you're,
most have not.
So let's say whatever percentage has not had surgeries, right? If you're a man and you see someone who you might not realize is transgender,
right,
who looks like a woman, who shows no physical signs to you on outward appearance, is a woman. Hey, hell yeah, you tell me that you still have a penis.
And I prefer you do it up front.
I mean, like, to me,
and just
that's different.
Personally,
if you've had a surgery, no, that's a whole different conversation. Maybe you want to say you're a woman, maybe you're not. However you want to classify it. Because
I can't prove it.
That's a different conversation, right? But if you physically still have a penis, this becomes a whole different situation.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That changes the whole
and as
dynamic.
a woman, my perspective is just the same as yours. You know, I think that by you not telling me, you're taking away my choice. Okay? You're not giving me the option to decide if that's something that I am okay with. You know, you're waiting until I fall in love or get ready to, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But give me the opportunity to say yay or nay. And as a man, it would be my thought that a man will already know before they're on their date whether they are willing to explore a relationship with a transgender woman.
All right, so my opinion is a little bit of the same. My question to y'all is, should we change the way we approach these situations? Like overall, in general, is society just behind in the fact that it needs to be a question that's asked, and then I should get to ask it, and you should not be offended because we all agree now that, hey, it's a real thing. It's not going anywhere. It's normal now, and that like it needs to be changed to. All right, are you transgender? No, I'm not. And then you ask the question,
you want to be funny,
and she like, you good to go.
This is really the same thing as Usher.
I was just getting ready to say that. Damn.
Yeah, because y'all the same person.
The onus is on you to tell me the truth, not me to ask you 100 questions. You can be lying about anything.
You be a responsible human being and be upfront and don't impose anything on a person. Let them have the choice. You didn't give me a choice.
We use that.
You just had sex with me with herpes and didn't tell me. You just kissed me and you're transgender and you didn't tell me. You didn't give me a choice as to whether I would be okay with that.
Okay, so societal rules say,
and a lot of them are okay with either one.
You probably
just
right.
so you know.
So societal, like the rules of society, like the way this is going is that how are we supposed to treat transgenders or transgender people with equal rights if they have to come to the table with and tell you something like that? They automatically don't have the They automatically not viewed as equal as soon as they have to come out and say, I'm transgender as opposed
Here's the problem. I know what genitalia you have. I know what genitalia you have. If I can't determine by looking at you what you have, how else do I know? Pull your pants down?
What if you,
But I'm wrong for wanting to know what you got. Yeah. But now if I ask
I don't want to assume, you know what I'm assuming. You know what you're projecting.
Right.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what you're projecting, and you know what that leads me to believe is that you got a twat.
But here's what I'm saying.
Or a dick.
When we talking about,
let's keep that in mind too.
When we talking about transgender, if we talking about a woman, a man that identifies as a woman, right? If they view themselves as a woman in every other,
right? I agree. I understand.
They view themselves as a woman. They don't feel like they should have to do anything differently from what a man does.
Okay, I'm saying right now. I'm saying I'm just saying.
I mean, from what a woman.
I heard what you did. I heard what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I would promise you this, any transgender woman
Okay.
who is out with a man and who hasn't had a surgery. Again, if you had a surgery, it's questionable. I still feel like you should say something, but let's say you got 10 men. Let's say 1 or 2 gonna be like, I'm good regardless, right?
Okay.
I'm good regardless. So you're down to 8. Out of the 8, let's say 4 or 5 might be like, oh, you got a banana? Okay, why not?
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't with no kids.
Why not? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other 3 might be okay with the penis if you let them know. Here's the difference. If I'm not one of the 8, if I'm not one of the 5, I'm not one of the 3, or not one of the first 2, I deserve the right to know if I'm one of the 2.
Just eliminate all 10 people.
I think he
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 3.
Two.
Well, he said
He
the 2.
said, if I ain't none of them, you ain't in this box.
I'm thinking the 2 was the first original.
No,
Yeah,
you're right.
and then
Okay,
the 8 threw me
I was
off.
gonna say 5
2
and 3.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 5 and 3, and he said the 2, and I'm like, I rolled
Go
it.
ahead.
Let me finish my thought. Fuck me up.
I think
What I'm
that
saying is, I
it
deserve
is-
to know if you had a vagina and you didn't tell him. I might not feel as bad for the person, right?
So
I might not feel as bad. If you go in this room with this man to do whatever y'all gonna do, and you pull your pants out, and y'all playing who the biggest, it's a problem.
Not even that, or even if you're trying to hide it from me without me knowing. See, just as mature adults, this situation is past the transgender. There are other things, such as the Usher situation, that is worth disclosing to an individual if you want to be a responsible individual. Because non-disclosure leads to other risks. Okay? You're going to fuck around and somebody going to be mad.
You can't control how people react.
Exactly.
When you put
But y'all was just talking about you can't control how people react. When we talking about that before the camera cut on. Come on, man, know what happened here, brothers? Come on, brothers.
We can control how we react.
Responsibly mad.
No. We can
now,
control.
what happened when that happened?
We can control how we react. You can't control how everybody reacts. So you don't know.
So
everybody.
what you gonna do when that happens?
First of all, see, we clearly discussed there are levels to what you mad about. If you mad about the cat who cut you off in line, or the person who number was lower than yours at the deli counter, and you got a whole fucking attitude, or somebody call you back on time, or I got
you
your
mad
order
because
wrong.
you gotta get because you can't get off early.
Right.
Now you mad at your boss.
Or we ordered food, your order was wrong, you got an attitude.
Yeah, that's the type of shit.
Or,
Okay.
Hell, even just hurrying your food. Send it back. You ain't be mad.
Right.
Send it.
Yeah.
It don't take you being mad to send it back. It don't take you being mad to send it back.
Yeah,
now, if they refuse you new food, that's a different conversation now.
Okay.
But if you just send it
I don't
food
want
back,
new food for my money back.
that's fine too.
What if I make a Chinaman?
First of all,
Yeah,
restaurant.
the fact that you just said Chinaman, man, you know you ain't getting no refund.
Exactly, that's what I
Yeah, exactly. Because you know
And
we
Have you
have
ever got a receipt though for the ones that
And you don't deserve it.
Yeah, I got it's
some of them that take
Yes.
debit.
And you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You don't deserve no feedback.
A cat fried rice, I don't get no receipt.
That's terrible.
I
It's
will
not
actually
cat fried.
be in favor of spitting in said food once I hear you at the counter say that. I'm for it.
I told a
No,
manager one
disrespectful.
time, I want you to
That's
make my food.
disrespectful.
I told a
People say-
manager at Steak and Shake, I need you to make my food because them niggas gonna spit in my food if they gotta cook my food. He was like, I'll make your food. I was like,
Here's the problem. If you have any concern your food being spit in, that means you probably deserve it because you
I
didn't
didn't know
food.
because I told on him. I just told on him. He was on his. Y'all know how Steak and Shake made. If you at the counter, you can see the grill. Am I right?
This is true.
He on his phone. He answered his phone on the grill. Hello. Yeah, man. I'm sitting there. I told the manager. I said, look, man. This nigga just got off his phone. I could have been anybody that walked in here. And I like that restaurant because they got a lot of young black men that work there. And I'm like, don't lose your job and his because this dude's sitting up here on the line. You ain't in the back. They ain't got no back.
That's not sensible.
You like this.
That's not sensible.
Yeah, all of
Back
that.
when I worked in fast
Any
food,
of
there
that.
wasn't no phones like that.
Thank you. Any of that. But then the dude saw me snitching, so I'm like, dude, you gotta make my food. I need my money back.
Because I'm seeing
Shit, fuck
and
flip my burger and shit. I ain't dressed snitch. He was right there. He was right there.
Hilarious, yo. All right, so the creators of Game of Thrones have a new show that's about to go to production here called Confederate. And what the show premise is that the South won the Civil War and slavery is still in place.
What?
Okay.
Y'all didn't hear about this?
No, but I heard that there was a tidbit that was released because somebody hacked the production reels.
I don't know about that.
I did. And that's how people know.
But that's what the creators of Game of Thrones, that's their next show idea. Of course, people are outraged. There's a protest by the girl that's started Usher so black. Usher so white. She's starting to protest against the show Confederate because HBO about to send this shit to
production.
Yeah, they presented production. That shit gonna be on air, I think, a year and a half from now or some shit like that. Of course, people are appalled, right? Mm-mm.
Dang.
I can't let you see
I just want to write something.
Oh, well, you gotta write it in your face.
Okay. It's a surprise on there?
Well, yeah, of course. This nigga, look at it. So anyway, so of course people are appalled about it. So how do you feel about the show?
One, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Okay.
I knew that already.
I need to watch it.
I need to.
Come on, we should have did it on Summer Break.
First of all, let's be clear.
I watch Ozark.
For all the shows people talk about, Game of Thrones is one of those shows. It's a cult classic.
Okay.
Okay. The shit is crazy.
Okay.
The same way cats watch Power, you know what I'm saying? People watch Game of Thrones. On Sunday night, cats at home watching Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. Power wasn't even on Sundays because, I believe, of Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. Initially, because it was competing with a show that, after 1 or 2 seasons, was one of the most popular shows on TV, especially with the best show of the summer. Right now, Game of Thrones is still probably the number 1 show in the summertime. I would have to believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
And the Power comes on before that, and the Insecure. It's like a whole night.
Right. I refuse. I'm going to you. I'm going to watch the first episode or 2 to see what it is. But ultimately, I don't like the premise and what this show is trying to do, if that's the exact way it's supposed to be set up. Yeah. I don't like the information, the vision it gives anybody who thinks this way or thinks shit is right, especially under the Trump. When people have been opened up and created, and let me
clarify really quick. It's like let me clarify really quick. It's modern day. I forgot I left this part. It's modern day and slavery is still on, like 2007.
Yeah, so it's bringing. It just act like it never ended.
See, my problem is I feel like there's too many stupid people in the world. Okay. That
may see some light.
It might feel like it makes sense.
Well, with that being said, listen, that's where you separate fact from fiction. Okay. Because then we're thinking about horror movies. Then we're thinking about The Purge.
Because The Purge, I still
Thank you. You get what I'm saying?
I feel strongly against The Purge as a concept.
For the same reason that he's feeling.
And
what you guys need to do is separate fact from fiction and appreciate R. Kelly's art for what it is. That's all I'm saying. Exactly. Who could script something and bring it to a visual and it come to be some great best-selling movie like it's or series like it's probably going to be? That's all it is. Well, don't imagine, because some black people write stuff that's pretty edgy. Yeah. I mean, really edgy, actually. And we have to keep in mind that these people are just artists. They're thinking beyond what they're not thinking, you know, to bring out new racists and you know, political figures and purgers in today's society. They're just thinking Star Trek. You know, they're just thinking beyond the scope of reality. You know, that's it.
I would say if a black person wrote this idea with a vision to show how we're still essentially slaves in modern society in some way, people will watch it. Okay, so now it's like it's the creators of Game of Thrones. They have brought in black writers though to deal with the fact that, of course, it's a sensitive issue, extremely sensitive issue, because it's a bunch of motherfuckers that don't want to see shit about no fucking modern day slavery. Although my mind is kind of set up in that white people who don't want to.
I still believe we still have a system of slavery in place.
That's why they changing the word slave. in books.
Absolutely.
What they changing it to?
Workers?
Indentured service.
Indentured, not even
Indentured service and slaves are two different things.
No,
it was workers.
This was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we talked about this on the show.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what history book it was. They were literally taking the word, replacing the word slave
with black workers, or
as if it was
servants,
African servants or African workers or something like that. No, workers. It was workers.
And they were actually trying to take the word slave out of history books and giving these high school students these books.
Mia said it's white people that don't know that the South didn't win. So
well, I mean, number one, here's the thing. I got a couple opinions about the show. Number one, I think it would be ridiculously successful. Now,
I agree with it.
Now, here's the thing. Do I think it would have been successful? I think it would have been one. I don't. That's the thing. I don't think it would have been a chance of something like this going forward. But apparently, the creators of the show have had the idea for a while. And they didn't bring it forward until, of course, after the election. Because now you know it's 47 motherfucking million people out here we know will watch something of this premise because they believe in these values.
The Purge election year came out in June. The election was in November.
I watched the Purge.
Me too.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
I love the Purge.
So, number one, I do think the show is going to be amazingly popular. So, I don't think it's going to get pulled by the protests. But I can understand if it does. It's a sensitive subject. But once again, it's art, and then we get back to this freedom of speech shit. And people are upset, man. People are really mad about it. They don't want it to happen. I know some of these people that don't want it to happen gonna watch Game of Thrones on cue on fucking Sunday.
I want Game of Thrones.
Exactly. But it's some people that's highly upset at the fact that this show is coming out and they gonna watch Game of Thrones.
So what you're saying is because the writers made Game of Thrones, you think it's boycottable because of that?
I'm saying if you really feel that strongly about the show, then you gotta get to the root of the fucking problem, right? You always teaching me that. The root of the problem is the writers.
You just never listen.
What the fuck you mean I don't listen? I do listen. I just don't always like to apply your fucking arguments to my argument. In this case, I'm using it.
Right. Again, the point is, I always say you can't pick and choose when you use it.
You can pick and choose your arguments when you need to use them.
The logic never changes if you use it.
Listen, it's not that fucking straightforward. We're talking about real life situations where the variables are off the fucking charts, and you always have to have a different way of thinking about certain things or different things. In this case, the creators of Game of Thrones are the same people who are doing this show, Confederate. Should people, these same people that are upset about Confederate, be boycotting Game of Thrones? If you so upset about it, boycott the show they got in place now, which probably wouldn't do no damn good. But
no, me boycotting Game of Thrones wouldn't do anything but piss me off 7 seasons in.
Makes sense. It's the last season, right?
Second to last. 8, they said.
Oh yeah, they're gonna split the
two short. 7 and 8 gonna be short.
Yeah.
Extra whack.
All right.
In just enough time to bring this Confederate show out.
All right, exactly. So that's the first part. Now, what came out yesterday? Aaron McGruder and Will Packer have a show that was brought to it was Amazon. It was an Amazon show, and it's about life in America after Black people got reparations.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Hello, Shay.
All for it?
He all for it.
Of course, he already get his though. We not getting reparations.
Yeah,
he getting. We not getting them motherfuckers, according to him. What's funny is that the same people that was bitching and complaining about the Confederate show.
Same ones love it.
Yeah, they love this idea.
What?
So it's
it's vastly different though. How?
It's free. It's creative. It's like creative freedom though. Like,
well, the difference is that we all know slavery happened, white and black, right? We all know slavery exists. It's a real thing. It's actual truth.
Right.
This theory is a scenario in which some logical, fair treatment was given to people who were wronged. The other theory is, what if we kept treating y'all like shit? That's a vastly different. Yes, it's two different logics. It's still creative freedom. It's still two untruths.
What they calling it is alternative history.
Casey Nicole said there was a show on BET called Tales that show whites and blacks switching with white people being the oppressed.
Okay, so Tales is a show that is, the executive producer of the show is Irv Gotti. What Irv Gotti has done is he takes hip-hop songs and he turns them into an episode of this show. The particular episode that Casey is talking about was the Fuck the Police episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And in this episode, they switched roles completely. And instead of the police force being white, the police force was black. And the black cops went into a white community, killed a white guy. And all the white people were protesting the black cops.
Gotcha.
That was the episode of Tales that she's speaking of. I have not seen it.
Okay.
I need to see it. But,
so how do you feel about that?
About the episode? Oh, I love it. It's a great show. I like the whole concept of the show though. Like,
gotcha.
Like
just the way it's staged.
Like Herb decided that he gonna take songs. Like if he get clearance to use a song with an idea, he take like "Slipping" by DMX, turn that into a show. That's a great show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first episode. It was almost like a fucking movie, but it's a show, and he's gonna have a bunch of different songs, and they'll tell you what the name of the song is, I believe, at the beginning of the episode. But yeah, they did. But it gives people, and that was a flop. That was I don't know how do you explain that. That was changing what it is that people actually see, because what we actually see is the opposite. Although we had a case now where I think the cop was black though, right? They killed the white lady, the Australian lady.
No, he was Somalian.
Dark skinned black person.
No, he was Somalian. Ain't no, don't give him black. He was not a nigga. He was Somalian.
He's an African.
Somalian. American citizen though. On the police force, so he better have fucking been.
So he's a Somali American. So apparently their population of Somalians in this part of Minnesota or in the state of Minnesota is higher than any other place in the country. So it's not abnormal for Somalian to be on that police force, or even I think they got one in charge or something like that, or in a very high position. But yeah, I thought it was I think that's giving people a look of what's really going on.
Okay.
Like, we try to explain this to you. Let me show you a visual of how it looks from your perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what that was. Okay. I think the show Confederate is not doing that. It's giving you something that's not even real. It didn't happen. The South didn't win.
I don't know. It's fiction.
It's fiction.
And fiction has been around since fucking Frankenstein and the rest.
And it's gonna sell. Only thing I can say is, even though I think it's gonna get made, I think it's gonna make it through all this bullshit, all the protests, and I think it's gonna be successful. But guess what? You don't have to watch it.
I'm not saying that, because Ebony Smith said I should not watch Game of Thrones if I'm gonna boycott this show. And I say, I respect that concept, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
And the same reason people ain't going to stop listening to R. Kelly.
Or also watch the Cosby Show.
It's a...
Or the list goes on.
It's preference. I think what we got to stop doing is forcing our beliefs on people. Like, you can believe... Like, if somebody come to you and tell you the fucking... Like, look, God ain't real, but that's an awesome color blue. You can absolutely disagree with them on the fact that God ain't real. Like, you can disagree like that. Well, that's not true. But if it's an awesome color blue, that don't mean you gotta disagree with the fact that you're right. That's an awesome color blue. You can agree and disagree with people. We're all very fucking different. We're vastly different. There is no right or wrong way to.
What about?
Hold on. There isn't. You're right. There's no right or wrong. But I always tell you, when you make decisions, your decisions speak for you, right? Your decisions speak loudly to what you care about and what your priorities are. Yeah. Okay, so if you say I shouldn't watch Game of Thrones
because X, Y, and Z,
okay, but you still watch the Cosby Show, what you are saying is it's wrong to make a show that talks about slaves, but rape is not wrong. Not bad enough to stop watching the show for. That's what you're saying, because the two things are true. There's not an opinion. It's true. You made a decision based on facts. That's the truth. If you saying you watch the Cosby Show still, based on him raping it. How many he raped? He did somebody. He raped somebody. Okay? If it's 1 or 28, he raped somebody.
Somebody got the jello.
Somebody got that jello. Okay? So, what you said is, if you watch The Cosby Show, but boycott Game of Thrones, what you're saying is, based on your decisions, your choices, they speak loudly. Actions always speak louder than words. Your actions say, this being accused of rape is not bad enough for me not to stop watching or supporting him as a person, but them making a show about slavery still existing is bad enough.
Does any of it make you hypocritical?
Yes.
Also.
I'm just saying. No, it don't. Because they're separate issues. Rape and racism are different things.
It don't have to mean that though. Like it does. If we get back to the artistic freedom thing,
do you support their money making or their revenue generation if you don't support their personal life?
Like, because you get like a lot of people though. Like this happens all the time in every industry. I promise you. We are all supporting something right now that we don't like.
I can't stop listening to R. Kelly. I was raised on R. Kelly.
But it's a lot of separation of the art and what goes on. The Cosby Show, unfortunately for us, it's the greatest depiction of a black family on television ever done. It has not been, the closest they got was Family Matters. That's it. There's never been that good or great of a depiction of a black family put on TV. Unfortunate for the women that he raped. Of course, we don't support that. But that vision of that family, like you can't change. Like that, it was just great. Like I've watched it since the entire thing, and I like for my kids to watch it. Like it puts forth really good images as far as my family goes. I mean, a lot of bullshit on TV don't do that.
I'm not saying, the thing is, you're arguing the point about your emotions, about how you feel about the show, what it says to you, right? I'm arguing your facts. Your facts are, your choices are, what he did or the accusations.
I don't support rape. But you can't say because I watch show I support him rape.
You're right. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is, the accusations of rape do not resonate bad enough to you to stop watching his show. That's what you're saying. That is the truth. There's not opinion. That's a fact.
I guess that's
Keela says she still buys Shea Moisture products.
After the Shea Moisture, the bad commercial.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying you should do anything you want to do. What I'm saying is, if someone tells you by your actions, this is what you're saying, and it's valid, it's valid. What you just said is, yes, the show to me is more important than me stop watching based on what he did. That's what you're saying.
Unfortunately, he does make money from the show.
Anybody, I started watching the Carmichael show too.
And it's ending. Now I'm so pissed off.
Like ending?
He quit.
Did he quit? What happened?
Somebody told me, and I gotta check on this. That supposedly they were gonna cancel it, but then he quit before it got canceled, which sounds extra petty, which I like about it.
Hella funny. He got me fucked up. You ain't gonna kick me out.
I quit.
Yeah.
On
the first, today the 31st, I'm out.
We debating on season 3. Cool, I quit.
Yeah, and they deal with I'm sad. I'm sad that show is going on.
Are you up to date on the show?
Not quite.
I haven't watched it.
I've had 2 or 3 episodes left.
Trash. But I binged it. I hadn't watched it all last time we met.
Like they deal with real issues in the way that real people talk about them, and David Allegory is perfect.
The last show,
like on Netflix or nothing, you can't pick them up. Like
it's on Hulu. Every week.
No, I'm saying.
No. It's an
what
NBC
I'm saying is.
It's on Hulu.
No, what I'm saying is that the network doesn't want to. Exactly.
But I mean, we've seen a lot of that happen with great black shows over the last 6 months. We losing Underground. We're losing Carmichael Show. We're losing another one too.
Here, I'm gonna tell you the truth though. I'll tell you why. I know white people. I know black people. White people still have cable and still watch TV. And ratings are based on watching a show the day
DVR are included in ratings now. Mm-hmm.
Right? On the day of or the next day, something like that?
If you record it, it's including as a watch.
No, it's not. You get 48 hours to watch off the DVR.
Not DVR. If you record it,
that's DVR. You gotta check
it's
that.
not DVR, and you can record an episode, or you can just go to your DVR.
No. You gotta check that. Just because you recorded, they do not give you credit for that. You have to watch it because it's advertisement in those damn things. And if you're not watching the advertisement, it doesn't fucking matter if you recorded it or not. I believe you have 48 hours after the show airs to get credit for that being a view.
Maybe if you watch it on the DVR.
That's what I'm talking about. Or on demand. Either one is fine. But it got to be within 48 hours.
And that's what I meant by DVR, actually.
Yeah.
It's on demand.
On demand, yeah.
DVR.
But DVR on your
48
recording
hours.
DVR.
I'm almost positive about that.
Yes, if you watch it on demand, on your TV, on your, profile, yes. But it has to be done through that. Me watching on Hulu the next day or 2 days later means nothing to them.
Exactly.
It means nothing for them.
So you figure because black people got a fire stick.
What was the other show?
It is the truth. That's real though.
What was the other show?
Fire
It was another black show that got canceled though. I can't think of what it was.
It wasn't Blackish, was it?
No, Blackish is on. They actually do a spinoff of Blackish, which is a great black show.
And that's Nas' little cousin. Shout out to her.
Who?
The daughter. The spinoff.
Oh yeah, that's good.
She actually Nas like.
Can somebody tell me? Can somebody please tell me the other black show that we lost? We lost Underground, Carmichael Show. It's another show that got canceled that we've been watching over the last couple seasons, and it's being canceled as well.
NBC canceled it because of the nigga episode, is what Mia said, as far as the Carmichael Show.
That might be true.
I wouldn't.
But then he walked into the meeting and quit instead. On some gangster shit.
Well, all right, so you just mentioned Fire Stick. So they really cut down on this shit. I feel like I've been seeing threats for them cracking down on Fire Sticks for like the last year, and nothing changes with.
First of all, Amazon don't care. They getting paid.
People buying them sticks, yeah.
Like running water.
But it's massive. But it's massive lawsuits going on against those companies that do it. Like I seen something against TV add-ons. Unfortunately, the shit came from overseas. The article I saw, so I don't know if it was real. I don't know how reliable the source is.
Right.
If TV add-ons got shut down or not. I know it's loaded on my shit. No matter. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey.
That's what I know. So I don't know, man.
And all I heard was no download shit.
I'll tell you this too.
I just streamed.
But what did happen is
I don't really like
my husband this was before the Fire Stick. You know them apps where you can like download free movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He downloaded one off of the Wi-Fi charter, sent us an email like, "Bitch, you gonna owe us a whole bunch of money if you do not cease use of this website right here." I'm like, damn. Because you did piracy. One more time, bitch. We discontinuing our services and you will be involved in litigation.
That's real. We don't never download shit. We
people actually got sued back in the Napster days, baby. It was
kids,
It was kids getting $5K a song. They was out here coming for kids.
Napster got it in though when they was in, and Napster is the same concept as the Fire Stick. Yeah. They're just piecing together
a song.
You got 3 seconds. You got 3 seconds. Once you go around the world, everybody put their 3 seconds together. Now I ain't downloading a song. I just downloaded a clip.
Yeah, that's how torrents became the popular way of downloading because it wasn't a full file.
Exactly.
It was partial files that were put together
and then,
to make a full file for you.
Yeah.
That you would have to unzip and all kind of shit to even make work. Torrents weren't as easy as Napster. Napster was easy as logging.
Oh, Napster was like
searching and pressing download.
Like really? Actually, no. It was sharing.
Yeah, file sharing.
So what I did on Napster was, I ain't lie, I would download, but I didn't share.
You never opened your shell for sharing.
You couldn't like. The point is on Napster. The point was we're all one community, right? If my share folder is if I'm on the Napster, I guess the program is open. If I'm downloading from you, you can pull from my share folder because it's available.
Yeah, that's how you piece it
right. So what I would do is on Napster, somebody told me, hey, you can download, but don't share. As soon as you download something, the folder you go to, move it or whatever. Don't share a folder or whatever share folder you have. Make sure ain't nothing gonna be available.
So that you're not the one spreading,
exactly
collecting.
Taking and giving are different things. But
Ebony Smith said claims of working with the feds to crack down on the jailbreaking of the devices. They're threatening to blow the entire device with a code, basically crashing it. Now, DirecTV has already won a suit.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. With my Fire Stick, I literally watch the fucking app. I watch Hulu and Netflix and Amazon. We got all these fucking services already. So it's like we got access to HBO and Showtime and Star. So it's literally really no reason for me, unless I just want to see a movie that I can't find on another them service, or I want to pay the $4.99 for it. Like I'm usually on an actual app that comes on the Fire Stick.
Oh, so you're saying
I use the Fire Stick like I don't have the other shit on there.
I'm watching everything.
I mean, I have Hulu. I have Netflix. I don't have anything on Prime.
I have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. But shit, I'm watching whatever.
Yeah, I get that Prime. I get on.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
you can order shit out there too.
Yeah,
should get that to you too. But we've been using it.
Prime. I mean, yes.
Yeah. Can we create our own profile? Or do you need to pay extra?
What?
Prime is on there. Netflix, Hulu.
It got everything. It got every app you need. Like
Stars,
on there, YouTube, everything. You go in there and find. Like they just relaunched.
Once we got the Fire Stick, we dropped our cable down.
Like I haven't had cable in 6 years. It's been a minute.
Our whole bill is like.
I started with Netflix, and then I already knew about Hulu, and they started developing Hulu more. Netflix and Hulu got me through, and then I had access to ESPN, and then when I figured out how to get access to HBO and all that other shit,
it was good.
I have not needed cable for a while.
Honestly, right now, the only thing I need cable for, that I use my Fire Stick for, is like Power, HBO, Stars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's it.
Or old movie series you can watch. I got the box set of The Wire, but it's on there.
HBO
certain stuff like that.
And
you can watch.
I watch The Sopranos now.
That's what I'm saying. I did. That's the first thing that
I
we
ain't
watched.
never seen it. It's my first time.
Me neither. We had never watched Sopranos.
And
I know all seasons
and movies.
That shit crazy, ain't
It's good.
And movies.
That mama, his mama.
It's mainly movies.
See, and I'm impatient.
Series for me.
I'm impatient about, it ain't necessarily the movie. Like, I'm impatient about finding the right links and making sure it's up to date. I
don't do that either. I just know where to go. Cody.
You ain't gotta tell people what you got. We ain't doing that. All right, man. See, I got a quote.
You have to do. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be.
He's the person you decide to be. That's it. Who else can you become if it's not the person you decided to be?
No, people believe that shit works in mysterious ways. People believe that shit happened around them, for them. No. The person you become is the person most of your motherfucking choices had led your ass to become.
Yeah, people straight do believe, like, I just sat here and waited, and then finally it happened for me. Which is nonsense, but people believe it. So, yeah, I guess I can't.
Some people, more bad shit happen, more good. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be, which says, if you want something that ain't happening, go get that shit. Go find it. Go seek that shit out. Sitting at home, talking about it to whoever you talk about your shit to,
ain't gonna help you.
Ain't gonna help that ass out.
You need to get up and do it. Get out and do something. Who was that? Who said that? That was Goody Mob, right? Motherfucking Goody Mob. Get up, get out, and do something. That was Outkast. Was it Outkast? I ain't drunk yet. I ain't had but 2 drinks and shit. It did clear my nasal passages up, y'all. I appreciate it. Well, all right, y'all. Great show, guys. It's been a while.
I'm full.
It's good to see y'all, man. Got to talk about some shit that people been talking about. Good conversation. Always. Great drinks. But for the rest of you guys, please catch up on drinksatktp.com. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We can also be found on YouTube if you prefer to watch the videos.
If you prefer. You don't have to.
I'll do both. Whatever works for you. You can find us on social media. You can find us at Drinks at KTP. The same name on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Snapchat. Drinks at KTP. You can find us on Facebook at Drinks at the Kitchen Table Podcast. And you can email us at drinksatkTP@gmail.com. Man, episode 88, we had a little break, which was much needed, much appreciated. And I hope that if you ain't here today, you didn't know in time, fuck with us. Come back. You see in your feed, you'll see on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your Snap, you'll see us out here. We appreciate all people who listen, who watch, who fuck with us in general. 88 episodes.
88.
That's
we doing this motherfucking party bus, y'all. Party bus gonna be the 100th episode, and it's also gonna be on fucking Halloween.
Roughly, yeah.
So round about that week of when Halloween happens.
It's on a Tuesday. Halloween is on a Tuesday.
Fuck out of here.
I'm going to double check that for
We
you
might
right now.
do the party bus.
I actually double checked that for you right now. Halloween is on Tuesday, October 31st.
That's great.
Remember that, but we said we're going to do it the weekend.
Weekend prior.
No. Whichever, because they've done before and after before, whichever weekend that they're doing Situation actual Halloween in the street, we'll do it that weekend because most places will be celebrating Halloween the same weekend.
We need to do it's likely to be the weekend before. Mark your calendars, fuckers.
And you can look online and see probably now when they're doing that Halloween celebration.
We're going to put this shit together. We're going to invite y'all to come join us on the bus, which we know we're going to have a great motherfucking time. We just hope
live podcast from this bitch.
We're going to be having some great motherfucking drinks on them shits. And even after the show is over, we're going to have a lot more drinks, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Right. And on that note, we drink.
We blog.
And we podcast.
And we out.
Peace.
Ow.